Hi guys! So, I decided to do a book review on The Sun is Also a Star. First off, I like to say that this book was truly like a love story. Like, I really enjoyed reading it. Like, it was so sweet and it was so just beautiful. I really liked it. So, first thing I'm going to talk about, I wrote stuff down. My favorite character in the whole book was Irene. Irene represents to me like everybody in the whole world. Like, you know, like whenever you go out and you talk, or you go to the store and you have to go to the mall or just somewhere. And I know for me, like when I go out, I don't really want to talk to anybody. I really just want to get my stuff and go home. Like, I don't want to talk. I don't want to look at anybody. I just want to focus and zone in on what I need to get and then go home. Really, that's me. But to me, Irene represents everyone. Like, when she was talking about how she was always taking forever, looking through people's stuff, touching it, and she was like, I just want somebody to look at me. I want somebody to say something to me. I want somebody to talk to me. And I just felt so sad. Like, when she was talking, I was like, oh my gosh, that is so unfortunate. And then, you know, as you go on in the story in her chapters, you realize that Irene is kind of suicidal and she feels like nobody cares about her, nobody loves her, likes her, whatever. And so she decides that she's going to kill herself. And I was just like, oh. And so for me, it was like, dang, that really can be anybody. Like, anybody. And so, even though, like, when I do go out, I do talk to people. Like, when somebody goes out of their way to have a conversation with me, I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and talk to this person, because this person obviously needs to speak. And so I'm really nice and cordial with people. I just don't like to do it, because I'm just one of those people, like, I want to handle my business and I want to go home, okay? I just don't like crowds. I don't like where there's, like, a lot of people. So, sorry about that sleep. But reading it, I was just like, it made me sad. Like, I had to put the book down and I had to think, like, geez, that really can be anybody. And so I had to really sit and think of all the times that I ever went out and I just didn't look at anyone. I didn't really talk to anyone. It made me feel bad. And so now, when I go out, I think I'm going to do better at speaking and talking and realizing that, you know, that really can be anybody. Like, anybody that you talk to really could be going through stuff you just really don't know. And I think, I'm not saying that you have to go out of your way to, like, really have a conversation with somebody, but if somebody wants to talk to you, I think that you should talk to them back. You never know, you might learn something new, meet somebody nice, I don't know, get a friend, whatever. Okay, so another person that I really liked was Natasha, one of the main characters. She is from Jamaica, and, you know, it talks about how her and her family got here. What I liked about Natasha was that Natasha is me. Like, she's very, very practical, and she's very just, like, matter of fact. Oh, no, we're all going to die someday, so it is what it is. And she doesn't really believe in the idea of love because it just seems like it doesn't really exist, especially seeing how she had a relationship with a former beau, and he sort of just cheated on her, and, you know, she was kind of like, well, done with that. And so when Daniel comes along, he's kind of like introducing this whole new way of thought for her that's kind of silly to her at first. But I think she thinks it's silly because she, you know, in my opinion, I think she thinks it's silly because to believe in something like that just leaves you open for disappointment and hurt, which is what a lot of us feel, to be honest. I know I feel that way. Like, I try not to believe in, you know, things like love or fate or stuff like that because, well, I just feel like it's so, like, I'm just like, you know what, I'm like Natasha in that sense. I'll just wait for somebody to kind of just change my mind about it, but I'm kind of one of those people where I'm like, you know, I do believe in love though, but I believe in mostly like what you can what your love is. Like if you say, Patricia, I love you, and I'm be like, why? Like, why do you love me? Like, I'll question it. I question things. I question a lot of things all the time, and I don't just take people's answers, because a lot of times it's just like surface answers, and I'm just like, I want a deeper meaning, and so I'm just like one of those type of people, and I get on the nerves with people when I do that, and I'm just like, it's whatever. I think that people are always so caught up in just saying I'm fine, or these type of surface answers, that they don't even really try to delve deeper. And I'm one of those type of people. I like to delve deep. I'm just like, hey, look, I want to know how you really feel about this. And I think that's just the psychology part of me, where I'm just like the therapist part of me, where I'm like, why do you feel this way? Why do you feel that way? Why did you say that word? So it's like, I try to get people to be a little more forthcoming in their answers, like really make them think. Like, don't just take surface type cute acceptable answers. I'm just like, no, sometimes it's ugly, sometimes it's hard to explain, and I like those type of explanations, the ones that you're like, oh, I need time. I'm like, fine, take your time. I also enjoyed okay, so she has different characters in the book. Like, for instance, she has one where it talks about fate. And so that one's on page 200. And it's just like it talks about fate history, like what people believe about fate. She actually went into the Greek mythology type of definition of fate. Mentioning the three sisters of fate. I remember the three sisters from Hercules, like the ones with that share the eye. There was one that had like a socket for one eye. There was one that had two eyes, and it was weird. They all had different jobs. One was she held the scissors. One was she explains it. There was Clotho, which appears next to you when you're born. She's the younger sister, and she holds a spindle on it and spins the thread of your child's life. And then next to her is Lachesis. I don't know if I'm saying that right. She's the older one. She's more matronly, and she's the one that is the length and destiny of your child's life. And then there's Atropos, who's old and haggard, so like the older woman. She's the one who holds the scissors. She's the one who cuts it when it's your time to go. So I kind of liked that she talked about different things like that in the book. And then there was another one where she talked about the waitress when Natasha and Daniel go to a Korean restaurant for soup. And her story was sad too. Like she was let me see, I think I put it on page 160. I'm trying to find it. Okay. So she's also from Korea. She got married and she had a son, and the son, or the father, didn't approve of the son, what he was doing with his life, and so she had other kids, but she never got to see the son. The son gets married, the son has kids, they never see him because the father is just like really upset with him, so they don't talk to him, and she misses him, and she wishes that she could have a relationship with that son, but she can't because she has to kind of like do what the father says. And so you can tell like she's just like sad and kind of like, oh, I lost a son, I can never talk to him. And it's like you interact with these sort of different types of people that have different things going on in their life. I just feel like people really need to be like just a little cognizant of that. Like before you want to go off, or before you get mad at something, I think you should just think back in your mind. Like you don't know what they're really going through because they're not really talking to you, but just like the thought of somebody really could be dealing with something. You don't know why somebody did what they did, and just be like, you know what, dude, or you know what, woman, I'm just gonna go. Like, don't allow things like escalate. Like, I just feel like people need to control their anger better and just think about, if somebody, just like if somebody goes off on you, or somebody is sad about something, or somebody says something weird, or somebody's a little different at your job, or don't talk about them, or don't don't just, like, if you're thinking something weird or kind of negative about somebody that you don't really know, talk to that person, because you really never know. And like, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I definitely have judgmental thoughts in my head, and usually what I do to get rid of that is I go and talk to that person, and I'm like, you know what, I thought this way about you, and then we'll sit and talk, and then I realized I was wrong, and I was glad I was wrong, and then I end up making friends with that person. And so I think all in all, like, the book really shows how, at least to me, it's not just a love story to me, it was like how all of us are just sort of connected, and how we can do better at making better connections with people, and how bad we are at making connections with people, because we really just are selfish beings sometimes, and we really don't sit and think about, like, other people and their circumstances, or why they're doing what they're doing. It's like we just don't give enough time to think about it. It's like there's only 24 hours in a day, and I have all this stuff that I'm dealing with, so I'm just so more important, or my problems are just more important than somebody else's problems. And I'm just like, if you really just sat back and just thought about it, I bet you would realize that it's not just your problems. Other people are going through things too. And yeah, that's just kind of like what I got from the book. So I think it's a good book to read, and I'm gonna read everything now, because that was her first book, and I hope she comes out with a second version, or like another book. I know she's working on the movie right now. She's like on the set as they're filming it for this book. And I normally don't read books that have movie adaptations, but like, I saw this and I'd been seeing it, and I love the cover, and I'm really colorful, and so I'm just like, I've been looking at it, and I've like, and so then when I saw it, and I was 20% off, I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy it. So I bought it and I read it like in 3 days. She's an amazing writer. I really like how she writes. Like, I really love the obvious research she did for certain things, like the fates. There's one chapter on hair in the Black community and in the Korean American community, like when they come in and they own black hair supply stores, and why they end up being the ones to do it. And then in the back of the book, like, I got the signed author one. She talks about certain pages. So these are her thoughts right here about why she wrote certain pages the way she wrote them. And this one's a signed copy, so I'm like super happy about it. And oh yeah, like, there's one chapter where she talks about like the 4 minutes and what happened in that 4 minutes between Daniel and Natasha. And so I just really appreciate all of this. Like, there's even a map. Let's see, I'm trying to find it. There's a map of New York and where her and Daniel actually stayed. Oh, here it is. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, dang. See, it says Natasha and Daniel's step-by-step, scientifically proven fall in love in 12 hours map of New York City. So they really just, like, they had like a whole day. Like, you can have like it was basically they had a whole relationship in one day. Not even a whole day, it was like 12 hours. And I just thought it was so beautiful. So you never know what can happen to you in a day. And I think people just need to be more open about their surroundings, the people in their surroundings, and just not focus so much on themselves to the point where they could probably miss out on something really great. So yeah, so pick up the book if you haven't already, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoy my videos, my first video. Give me a like or whatever, and I hope you follow me, and thank you for listening to me ramble on about this really amazing book, and thank you Nicola Yoon for all the signed copies. I know you didn't like sign mine personally,